with logo design. That's my sketchbook you see over there. I generally start with concept generation, sketch, and then go into digital version. So this is a logo I designed for a company called Expert Jobs. It's a job portal and a placement training institute. It basically enables smooth transition from your college life to corporate life, and I thought a tie would signify the entry into the corporate world, which is why this. The second logo is it's pretty simple. I just took the words eco-friendly and Diwali and combined those two to form to create a plant coming out of a flower pot. This is the first logo which actually earned me some money. This is for a shampoo company, and the client wanted it to be a symbol of fashion. So I chose Eiffel Tower since Paris is the fashion capital of the world, and I gave it a thin hair stroke to indicate that it's a hair product. These are a few other logos that I made, and I thought just showing off my works here wouldn't be too interesting since most of us are designers and all of us have our portfolio. So I thought I'll just take you to the process through which I follow while designing the logo. Let me start with this Shopfreak logo design. The first email, this is a logo I'm doing for an African client. The first email that I got said, Ravi, I'm starting an e-commerce store in Africa. The name is Shopfreak. I need a logo for it. So as a designer, it's our responsibility to get the requirements in detail. So I asked the client, what is your USP, who are your competitors, what is the target group, what is the target region, etc. And I jotted down all the details. From these details, I plucked out the keywords required for designing the logo. Which are three things. Which is the first one is Africa because it is the target region, and the company wishes to offer local deals to the customers. And the word "freak" came from Africa, apparently. So, and it also has chat modules and all that. So, social factors there. And since, of course, it's an e-commerce store, the shopping cart, price tags, etc. Then I put the three major shapes from these three categories side by side and looked at it from a distance. I tried to identify some pattern through which I can depict all these three things. And I came up with this. Next. So all these three things. So this is a shape that would fit all the three things together. And I worked on some geometry, rules of geometry, applying smooth curves, alignment and all those things, and finally came up with this shape. Then I chose an easy to read font and gave emphasis on the word freak by making it bold. And I chose green primarily to differentiate it from the competitor logos. So putting it all together, I came up with this logo. And it doesn't end there. I also showed the client how to use it on various occasions. How to use it on light backgrounds, on dark backgrounds, and how to use it in single color, white and black, and on various merchandise, and on a dummy website, and in comparison to it with the competitor logos. And finally, I put down all the characteristics of the logo. It's easy to read, easily recognizable shape. This can be used as a icon. It's scalable, durable, and this arrow in a way represents forward arrow, so indicating that the expansion of the company in future, and all those things. So I presented this as a PPT to the client. I mean, I just want to say, if you do something like this instead of just submitting a JPEG when you design a logo, it impresses the client. Yes, this logo works. He gets the feeling that yes, he has done some work and this logo works. So moving on, apart from logos, I also design websites. And I'm personally in love with the Microsoft Windows 8 USL. I thought, why not try it on a website? This is one of them. I'll just run you through some of the websites that I designed. Next slide. This is for a school and an iPad app. And this is my entry to a community project on Creative Crowd. It's to redesign IRCTC, and as I said, I chose Metro theme again here. I also design user interfaces. Next. And responsive web designs. And I also do infographics. Since the theme of this current meetup is about infographics, I thought I'll just share my thought process behind this particular infographic. infographics generally deal with data which has numbers, but this particular infographic did not have any numbers, any sort of numbers. It is about the bad state of affairs of engineering in India. So I thought I'll just take something related to engineering and present the problem. I chose IC engine, and with the distorted piston, broken valves, smoke leaking out and all that, and link each defect with a particular problem in engine. And of course I also did infographics related to data. I also tried my hands at 3D I think last year, and as you can see, this is the first 3D render that I made, which is the open air theatre you can find in IIT Madras. It was used in one of the projects as well. And since I also happen to be a mechanical engineer, I also modeled and rendered some cars. I tried my hands at pencil sketching and photography. Sometimes I take photos just for fun. This particular picture there's a restaurant attached, but when I see a monkey attached, I would like to take a picture. And this monkey says, "Thank God, I know how to operate." Sometimes I take interesting pics when this is a spider with the cool specs, eyes looking like specs, and this is the skin of a snake that has been shed, and it was found right next to my room in IIT. So, what's the point? What am I trying to say here? Apart from all this, as Prabh mentioned, I also code front end, and I've been into creative writing as well. I just want to say that it's okay to be a jack of all trades, but master of none. I generally follow the T principle in life, which is, if you observe the shape of the letter T, the horizontal line represents the breadth of skills you can have, and the vertical line represents how deep you can dive and master a particular skill. Right now, I'm trying to figure out the breadth, and eventually, at some point, I'll find out the point at which I'll dive in and master a particular skill. So, if you ask me what's my aim in life, it's like, I wish I could buy this car that I sketched sometime, maybe 5 years from now, or this one. This is the 3D render. Thank you. My website over there, Bhattacharya.in. You can contact me anytime. Thank you, Photoshop Group, for this wonderful opportunity.
Hi, I'm Aman Nidhi. I was actually working in a US-based agency called Cognizant Interactive. Now I am a student at Animation Center. It's been 3 months. And how I know about this group, Aditya was my school friend. He is one of the organizers here. And I also came to know about the group through the t-shirt design competition. So my professional experience, I started out with this company in 2010. And I was key part of the mobile design team and was mentoring a couple of batches in our company. And then later on, I was also part of the R&D, which deals with 3D and full-scale interactive walls and stuff like that. And we also made a couple of iPad games. And apart from that, we also do web design and stuff like that. And about my work, so let's get the presentation. Okay, so like Ravitha just said, I'm also exploring all the mediums. As you can see, I did printworks, mobile works, and web, and I also do coding, HTML5, Flash, ActionScript, and I also do 3D. Now, recently I started concentrating more on 3D. So, there is only one project that I'm going to talk about because I can't share any of the works that I did with the company because of the NDA. So, this project started out of my personal experience. So, when I started designing for mobile, like 2 years back, one of the important factors in mobile design is the design of its icon. It's an important selling point for a mobile application because that's the first thing the user gets to see of the application, right? And I was just researching through sites like UI Parade, Dribbble and stuff like that, and I came across these type of icons. And these are quite easy, it's not so difficult to make in Photoshop or any other illustration or painting programs. and after some time I came across these icons over here. These were still not so tricky to make, but it has that depth, that nice shading and perspective to it, but we can still manage that, right? Next. So when I came across this, okay, I gave up now. It has so much perspective into it, so much shading, shadows and stuff. Unless you are a digital painter or a matte painter, you can't bring this much level of detail in Photoshop, right? So then I was exploring Blender for about 3 years now. So then I thought, why not take help from 3D application when we don't have the skills of drawing, right? Then, let's go to the next slide. So apart from just the iOS icons, there are other amazing icons like this, which again you need the skills of a digital painter or a matte painter. So then I started this project. These are some of the icons that comes along with the DVD training that I'm releasing now, as in this week. And what this uses is, we introduce you to Blender, open source free 3D software. It has a real-time rendering engine and also its physical rendering engine, which means any technique that you use in real world. Say for example, generally in product shoots they use the photo softbox reflections, right, as an highlight. For example, go to the next slide. So these kind of examples, as in the reflections come when you use the softbox and it reflects on the product, and it gives a nice kind of shade. So these type of real life scenarios can be easily reproduced in that program. So go to the previous slide. No. So as you can see, there are two softboxes like this in this particular example, which creates these two highlights. So generally in a typical photographic example, we will have a key light and a fill light. So those kind of simple photographic techniques can be used and reproduced using that software. So I'll just end this with a video presentation of the DVD training. Okay, thank you. There is a special discount coupon that you can use to buy the DVD. So you can note it if you want. It's selling for $4.95, the download version, and the DVD version is selling for $8.95. There is a 20% discount for this particular coupon. It's PUG20FF. Yeah. I'll just repeat it again. It's PUG, Photoshop user group, PUG, P for top, again G, 20FF.
Yeah, so this is the site, thetwintitans.com. You can go to the site to buy the DVD, and you can follow me in Twitter and Ripple. Thank you, and thanks for putting up this group for us.